What's happening? I am here today with Stu Brookes. I am here talking about PaperCut. What's happening, Stu? Good to see you again.
Hey, Andy. Good to see you too. Been a while.
It has been a while. It has been probably pretty close to almost 3 years now. We last saw each other, I believe it was Copenhagen, world traveler that I was before this whole plague hit us, right? Hanukkah Minolta had a wonderful dealer meeting over there, which was actually right on the heels of their dealer meeting over here. So it was pretty cool to see that, how different and how comparable they are both at the same time, the two subsidiaries. But I met you there. You were manning the booth with a couple other paper cutters. So Stu, tell us, what do you do for PaperCut?
So I'm the EMEA partner enablement stream lead, which in a shorter way, basically I manage the EMEA channel. So all of our ASCs and any authorized partner relationships that we've got in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, ultimately roll up to myself. So there's a team of 7 of us in EMEA. Obviously, we've got 10 ASCs across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So a little bit more complex at times in the US market. Maybe not as big, but it has its complexities with language and cultures and everything else. But it's a fun job most of the time.
Most of the time, I bet it is. The travel is always nice. I just saw a couple of your colleagues from over here, Lisa and Jen, over at the conference I was just attending. Kyocera had a conference, and both ACDI, your partners ACDI and ecoprintQ were there. Tell us just a little bit of background for maybe the couple of people watching this who may actually not know PaperCut. I probably should have led with this, but why don't you give us the overview? Tell us in your words, what is PaperCut today?
What's PaperCut? That's a great question. If I'm layman's terms, we're a market leading print management solution. And I think the goals or the purpose that we see of our company isn't just about cost. It's security, it's sustainability, and it is making a difference. I know that is cliched, and a lot of people say it, but in 20 odd years of working in this industry, there is a genuine passion at this organization to make a difference in the environment and a bit of a greater good. And there's some exciting stuff coming out this year that'll attest to that as well.
Well, I can attest to that using your own words. We run a lot of your content, a lot of your articles. Obviously, you're a good partner of ours, and probably for every two or three print management or Hive or cloud articles, there's always something about community action or just something that you guys have done, just something that has nothing to do with the industry. You are a very fun company to cover, and it's not always business as usual. I love the koala bears. I've visited with you obviously, and I've seen you guys several times in Europe, and then also I've had the pleasure of visiting your headquarters in Melbourne, which was a very, very nice tour. I got to meet everybody over there and interview Chris. Chris, I think, is over here, or he was over here last week. But
he's actually in the room next to me at the moment.
He's making his way right across the world over there, isn't he? Because I think last week he was over here. I think he might have been down at one of the partners. So, but just a great company. Very, very well used, and we're here to talk about actually how great. So you received some recognition recently, and that's kind of what sparked this call. Why don't you tell us what was it and what were we recognized for?
Yeah, so IDC just released a MarketScape report, as they called it. Obviously they do their market share the market report that talks about market share. The MarketScape report was more about capability and strategic vision of organizations, and we were really pleased to be put in the top right hand corner as one of the leaders in that report. And for us, that was a big accolade, because it's not just a recognition of a moment in time. For us, actually, it's a recognition of our current capability, but more importantly, our future capability and our future vision and where we're going. So it was a nice accolade to go, yes, you're the market leader in terms of market share, but actually we see you as a market leader in the industry as well. And I think that's what we've always tried to be. We do try to be disruptive as an organization. We try to make people think and consider alternatives, so to be recognized by IDC was great. It was really nice.
Well, it's funny you say that. The disruptive part, I almost think you're so far past that you've almost become the norm in many cases. You are one of the most widely used, if not, depending on how you parse it out, maybe the most widely used print management solution globally. You made your reputation, you made your name back in the days of servers. We're moving beyond that. So where are we going with all this? I know you guys are, Hive and cloud, and you've got some cloud products. How's all that going? How will this, in your opinion, keep PaperCut where you are in position to, keep moving forward and serving people the way you have?
Great question. And I think, when I started PaperCut 5.5 years ago, I think it was January 2017, and there were two products. There was MF and there was NG. And it's quite a straightforward gig, really. When I look at it now, it's actually a true portfolio of products, and we've really tried to cater for that end-to-end landscape, any device, any client operating system, any server operating system. But now it's any infrastructure. You want on-prem, you want private cloud, you want public cloud, you want hybrid cloud, so you've got NF, you've still got NG and MF. We've now got PaperCut Pocket, you've got PaperCut Hive. More latterly, you've got PaperCut Multiverse, which I absolutely love. That single, so all of a sudden you've got this single pane of glass managing multiple products, so whatever reseller you are, whatever instance you're in, there is something that will fit. Do I want cloud seat based, or do I want cloud device based? Do I want on-prem? Do I want a private, whichever way you look at it. And I think that's the one thing I've loved the most about working for PaperCut. We've got a really good product in PaperCut MF. Let's just drive it home. We've built a strategic portfolio, and I think that's really good. And knowing what's to come as well as some of the green programs or green program that we're launching this year. It's an exciting time to be at PaperCut, because I'm learning. Having spent 15 odd years in an on-prem world, now you're getting to learn cloud. New technology, new ideas, new acronyms, new ways of selling, new ways of talking, and keeps you on your toes. That much is true.
So with that on-prem, you built this reputation in on-prem, right? And you've got customers who have vested, they've already invested in it. They've already, they own the servers in a lot of cases. So are you seeing just a complete jump to the cloud? Is it, the way it is in the rest of our lives, where you can't wait to get away from backups and servers and doing it on your own? You want to be in the cloud and everything. Is it that way in print management, or are people dragging their feet?
We're not seeing that. I think the vast majority, I haven't got the number off the top of my head, but I know the significant majority of our PaperCut Hive sales are actually new customers. I think what we've seen with PaperCut Hive is we've opened up a new market, which is what we wanted. When we built Hive, we wanted to create something for that SMB, micro SMB world that didn't want to invest in servers, was cloud ready instantly. One of our largest reseller in EMEA, their average number of devices is like 2.5 devices, and they've got dozens and dozens and dozens of installs, because they're targeting those, micro SMB sectors, which is what PaperCut have always done. We're not a FTSE 500 company, we're a FTSE 50,000 company, and Hive has opened up new markets. There's been some transition, but I think there's different stages. I think SMBs are generally a bit more cloud ready. Then you've got those customers that are cloud first, but aren't discounting on-prem. And then you've got those customers that just want to start to make a move towards being ready for cloud and have gone, look, we like MF, Hive's not ready just yet. And we've got difference in license and commercial models to cope for those customers too. So I think our industry is always a bit slow to embrace new technology, let's be honest. But I think it's getting there. And certainly we're seeing, some organizations are more flexible than others, but there's still a strong space for on-prem and hybrid cloud, and will be for years to come, in my honest opinion.
It cracks me up, because you kind of hit the word on the head, the nail on the head, I should say. We're not quite ready for the technology, but at the end of the day, we're the technology industry, right? Like we're the worst when it comes to this kind of stuff. We live and breathe it. And then, but what happens is you get used to something, you sell something over and over, and you're comfortable with it, and your customer's comfortable with it. And sometimes, that's the way it is. It's just, sometimes it's just easier to sell what they've been buying. It's not the smartest way to sell, but it's the easiest way at times, right?
And I think we've seen that with PaperCut Hive. There's no hiding. PaperCut Hive doesn't have the feature set that PaperCut MF does, but that's intentional. When it took us 15, 20 years.
That's an SMB product, right? So that's, yeah.
You have a different feature set. And to an extent, it's also about educating you know, helping re-educate our channel that, look, it is a different sell. It isn't the same features as before. It's a different feature set. It's a different story. You know, it's even a different TCO. You know, when you're selling into a cloud solution, well, actually, you know, well, Mr. Customer, remove all of your infrastructure. There's a cost saving in that. So it's a whole different story. It's a different sell. You know, I've been a pre-sales consultant for a lot of my career, and you get used to selling something that you're comfortable with. If it look, you know, barks like a dog and it looks like a dog, then I'm going to stick with that. And yeah, you know, I think there's change for everyone, change for us as an organization too, you know.
And that's a bigger picture though, even within our industry. That's, you know, that's at the end of the day, that's every copier dealer's nightmare, is that, you know, you've got these great copier sales people, let's call them copier printer sales people, but you've got this huge product line of, you know, print management and many other products that you could be selling that you don't, because sometimes it's just easy, like we said before, to just get in, get out, you signed it, and you don't want to mess with, you know, an easy deal. But a lot of times a sales rep will leave money on the table. So PaperCut fits right in there. That's one of those products where, you know, you can add a lot of stickiness to a deal. You can do a lot of service to your customer, help protect them through security, through just workflow, right? Just make everything easier for them, while at the same time, you know, cutting your costs, keeping a lid on things. So, you know, it's great for customers. It's great for dealers, because once a customer starts using, you know, a piece of software like this, it's hard to leave. And the fact that you work with, you know, most brands, it doesn't necessarily lock them into a specific brand, but, you know, it helps the incumbent dealer, you know, go in and add products that maybe they didn't sell and fold them in and find them, you know, on top of that.
That land and expand model is something that we see quite a lot of, having that multi-vendor capability.
Yeah. Well, you know, thanks so much for spending time with us. Congrats to you guys on the IDC recognition. That was a little while back, and just I remember we ran a piece on that. So hopefully I can find that again. I'll put a link to it in our description on this. But this was great catching up with you, Stu. You have any good trips coming up? Anything anywhere where people are going to see you?
Having not done anything for 2.5 years, I've just done 2 trips to the US in the past 5 weeks.
There you go.
I think my wife is quite looking forward to me now being at home for the next month or so, to be honest with you.
I gotta leave you with one last question. So you mentioned you've been here for 5 years. You're a rookie at PaperCut. So what's your number? I know you guys keep track of. Everyone has a number, and people get very proud of the lower your number,
the better. Yeah, I'm in the triple figures. I think from memory, I'm 107 or 108.
Okay. Well, you're not 200, which I think they're over 200 at some point.
I think we're over 250 now.
Holy moly. I think you were creeping up on it when I visited you guys a little while back. So just incredible growth from you guys. So congratulations to that. Congratulations. At least, you know, you didn't get into the double digits, but at least you're in that Centurion club, we'll call it.
Absolutely.
Stu, thanks so much. We'll talk soon. I hope I see you sooner than later. Take care.
Cheers, Andy. Thanks, mate. Bye-bye.